Hey guys, welcome back to Mijo Makes. My name is Mijo. I like to make stuff. Today I've got part number 42 of the Toyota Sprinter Trueno AE86 by DeAgostini. This is the 1/8 scale massive model that we're building together. And this is actually a pretty important part. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Alright, starting out, we've got our cover. Got a nice little box here. We've got our kit, and I did not point this out last time, but check that out. You can see it right there. We've got our first little circuit board. Now, this probably controls a lot of stuff, and you know what that is too on the back? That's a speaker. So it does have realistic sounds, engine sounds, and all that jazz. So this is going to really kind of bring it to life. We're probably obviously not going to turn this on, plug it in until probably when the model's done to actually hear the sounds. But pretty unique part here because we installed a motor not too recently too as well. Or sorry, somewhat recently for the headlights too as well. So next piece of electronics. All right, and we've got our book here. Let's take a look inside. All right, we're with another issue of the AE86 Rival series here. This looks like the Isuzu Gemini. Here, I'll go ahead and let this focus so that if you want to pause the video and read up about it. If you don't know how to read Japanese, you can just use Google Translate. Pause the video right there. I don't know too much about this, but it looks like it's really a Toyota, I think a Corolla-esque 1970s two-door coupe, you know, with a kind of a fastback, almost like a Volkswagen front end, it looks like too. Pretty cool car looking like, but you know, Isuzu has always done well in Japan in other aspects, but never really very good, and actually a lot more motorcycles too, but not really so good in vehicles. It seems like, I mean, they have the Suzuki Trooper, I think just a lot of cool SUVs sometimes, but passenger cars have always been kind of iffy for them. Hopefully that's in focus for you. You can pause and read that. I'll double check and make sure it's in focus. Yeah, I don't know too much about these Geminis, but it looks like they made them probably upwards of the early 90s. It looks like, just by pure speculation of the styling, because this really does look like almost like Subaru-esque styling. Yeah, I don't know too much about these vehicles, but I mean, they must have been popular. Really cool sporty interior too, it looks like. Alright, and we jump right into the part here. It looks like we're going to be doing some hose adjustments, or actually inserting some pieces of the hose, making some adjustments here, connecting stuff after we, remember we installed the engine, so it looks like we got to clean up and start connecting stuff to actually the engine here too as well. Doing that part. Yep, a lot more hose installation, and then we do finally kind of get into the circuit board there. But all we do, it looks like, for the circuit board is we just connect it to the speaker and then we put it to the side. Kind of funny. Yeah, that's all we really do for that. So let's get into the part of us connecting the hoses and everything, and go from there. Oh, actually, before we jump into that, it looks like got a little, I guess, what symbols mean. I don't know. I have to look this up and see. But JAF is Japanese Automobile Association or Federation. Japan Automotive Foundation. Kind of almost like a AAA of America, automotive, basically enthusiasts, or just not even enthusiasts, just an automotive driver association, and they deal with road hazards and stuff like that, and they advise people and kind of teach them about making sure you drive safe. So looks like there's some sort of like weather and different indicators of stuff you need to be on the lookout for as a driver right there. All right, so let's jump into the part and start getting stuff connected, looks like. Okay, for the last about 20 minutes, I was staring at these, instructions, watching videos, because there is a QR code here from DeAgostini about assembly and stuff, and it is like, this is probably the worst part, I'll be honest with you, of the going to be the build of wiring this whole thing in here. And I'll just be honest with you, I might take some liberties, just to be honest with you. So, it's not going to be perfect. I don't care. It's not a functional car. It doesn't matter if something's connected or not. But let's say the first one is this line right back here. You can kind of see it in the photo here. And actually, luckily enough, I identified it. It's this one right here, which is great. And then I've got to connect it somewhere real quick. Okay, so what's really great is that this one doesn't have to go that far. It's actually cut really long, which is nice, but it's connected all the way down there in a pipe. I don't know which one it is, but it is connected. And luckily for us, it is only right to this piece right here. Let me just make sure it's focused for you guys. Right here, this piece right here. So luckily this one was cut really long. They say, hey, go ahead and measure and cut it off. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball and just put it on, because it doesn't need to be super long, and it can just kind of be hooked and curled however we like. One thing that they actually did too was that basically every line that's going to get hooked up, they had them all kind of marked out with toothpicks, which is kind of smart. I just don't have toothpicks. Like, they gave us one before. I don't have other ones, but it's fine. I'll just have to kind of hunt and expand the pipes as such. But it goes right into this one right here. Maybe I need to cut this a little bit more, because the one's kind of down a good amount, so I'll need to expand this again. And they in the video too, in the instruction video that I saw, they even struggle with getting these things connected. So it's not just me. One of the biggest things, I just don't want to like knock any of this stuff off too. Just kind of gotta move it in. There it is. Okay, cool. Got it in. Looks good. Good enough for me. All right, next part. Okay, next one is the clutch master cylinder right here, and it's got a tube that goes all the way down here, and that will connect to the slave master cylinder, and it's already kind of shoved down there. They actually did a smart thing where they actually had that toothpick on the end, kind of use it like a needle to help thread that down. Let's see how long this tube is. Oh, I just disconnected it. It's a decently long one. The problem is it long enough to get down to the transmission? We'll see. I'm not going to stress too much if I can't get this one connected, because it is so far in the bowels of this model that I'm not going to stress about it too much. Okay, located the toothpick that they actually gave me. So I'm going to go ahead and expand this again. This one is the one that was on the master cylinder side, and I'll put that back on there. And then this other side was going down to the slave cylinder for the clutch. Put this in here too. So I'll hold it like this. And see, this is how they actually did it. So this one gets connected all the way for the slave master cylinder. I can get in here. Oh my gosh, it is so cramped. I'm really sorry if you can't see this. Alright, that's in the slave master cylinder right now. Actually, you have a great angle. You can see it right there. Yep, it's all connected. And they just kind of used this like a needle. Turned it around. This, and then just kind of shoved the line down. Hopefully we'll be able to see at the bottom. Give it a little more shove. Put this over. See it there. Let's see if this is long enough. It's a real question. It looks like it's okay. Right there. You can see there. And you can see the slave master over here. So that technique actually did work, and they did give you the right length, it looks like. So we've got the hose here. Go ahead and disconnect this. Hopefully it stays on the master. Okay, and then it's a slave right there. And we just put it right here on this connection point. Gosh. These vinyl tubes, man, they just sometimes do not want to cooperate. Cool. That'll work for me. Alright, put this back over. And we'll do the next one. Okay, located the next one. It is actually was in the kind of bowels of it, coming off the firewall. It's actually this cable right here, and it gets connected right here. I believe this is a throttle cable that that is just connected right to this throttle linkage right there on the tibus. Excellent. And that is just actually just right in the firewall as a kind of a piece of flavor. Let's see right there. Boom, connected. Okay, next is going to be the fuel line that came from the fuel filter right here to the actual fuel rail, which is, if you can see that, you can, yes, I guess you can see that right here. That is the connector for the fuel rail right there. All we do is just take this, obviously expand the hose a little bit right there. And we just take this and do our best to connect it right there. Not super coordinated with my left hand. We'll try it again. I'm going to rotate everything here. Try it again. Alright, that looks good. It's kind of funny because, you know, DeAgostini actually does have like assembly guide videos too. And you can see the guy who's doing the assembly too, struggling with these vinyl tubes that just kind of keep collapsing. I mean, they look cool, and they kind of double as vacuum tubes. They double as cable connections. They double as a lot of things, but you can just see them. They kind of get crimped and stuff too. But it is what it is. Okay, next connection is literally right here. All we need to do is take this, obviously expand it just a little bit, and then insert it right here. This probably could get cut down a little bit, but whatever, it's fine. It's right there. Cool, next one. With all these tubes, they seem to not like to stay where they're supposed to be, and this is the brake master cylinder hose. It's got to go around kind of like that. But we do have the next one, which actually does come off the Tivis here, right there. And it goes to this connection point right there. So grab this, open it just a little bit. Connect it right here. Cool. Alright, I've got it propped up on its side, and we've got the two fuel lines that are coming up from the back of the vehicle right here. And one's going to go, and it's going to be really hard to see, right at this point right here. Can you kind of see that? Oh my gosh, it is like impossible to see. It's hard for me to see too. Right here, down here, and it's basically part of the fuel rail. It's like a fuel return line, it looks like. And the next one actually goes right here on the top of the Tivis. Let me just verify that. Yep, right on top of the Tivis. This one right here. So, couple small things. Got one here and one here. I think I will be able to snake. This one can go top, and this one can go bottom, just because it's a little bit shorter. I'm going to go ahead and grab this one real quick. Open it up. Okay. I'm not too sure how you do this with the regular tweezers that they gave you, because it is, number one, super tight. Number two, just the angle of straight ones. Straight tweezers just don't seem to get the right angle. Really sorry if you can't see this. It is in the jowls of this thing. Trying to get it in there. To open this up a little bit more because I was having some struggles get it on the stud. And it just doesn't want to go in. Alright, that got it on perfect. Alright, and the next line right here, we'll go ahead and open this one up a little bit more. And this will just go right here on top to this right there. Cool. So let me see if you'll be able to see it. So you can see, Let's see if I can zoom in too as well, and you can see a little better. So it's even a little dark on my screen. I'm looking at, but there's a fuel pressure regulator right here, and obviously this is a fuel filter. It would come in here to the fuel rail, obviously provide fuel to the engine. This is obviously a fuel pressure regulator, but also the return line back to the tank for any kind of excess gas. And then you have this other line that comes directly to the Tibus right here too as well. So this is what I was struggling with right down here. But that's a really cool detail that not many people are going to be able to see, but really appreciate if it's there. All right, next one. Okay, we're actually grabbing a piece I haven't seen for a while. This looks like it came from issue number 35, and we didn't use it, but it actually goes on the clutch. Not the clutch master cylinder, but the brake master cylinder. It goes right in this little hole right there, and then gets connected to this line all the way right there, attached to. You can see the hole actually pretty clearly in the video right there. You can see it right there. So it just gets put right in that one. That was pretty simple, and then stuck right in there. Good. And there we have that connected. That was pretty easy. All right, next part in the instructions is really just kind of management. It looks like we're going to be shoving a lot of the stuff over here in the corner into this firewall access. Just really kind of getting this cleaned up, put it off to the side back here, just to kind of keep the valve cover kind of exposed, stuff like that. And then looks like from what I'm seeing in the instructions, the next part is connecting the hard line to the AC pump here. So it looks like this connector right there, hopefully it's in a frame, you can see that, goes right to the edge of the connector, right just like that. Cool. And that looks like it's nice and fit. And remember, I had to retrofit because I actually cut this one. Totally fine. Whatever. It's my model. Okay, and that step is complete. We are not done with this kit yet, but we got a lot done. So you can see that we got a lot of the fuel system set up in regards to cooking up the fuel filter, the return line. Obviously, the brake master cylinder, got that all hooked up. The clutch master cylinder down to the slave cylinder in the back. Yeah, just a lot, and obviously the AC line too as well. So a lot of cool stuff done for this step in the kit. So let's step on to the next one. Okay, next part of the kit is actually, we didn't even open it yet to take a look at the part, so let's go ahead and do that. It goes right into the building of the whole hooking up all the lines and stuff. So got that, and we'll take a look at this. Surprisingly enough, for the first time in a while, no actual screws included, because there really was no screwing to be done in this part. But we'll take a look at all these parts here. I don't know what these are. These actually might be just like a stand or something. We'll take a peek at them. They're nice plastic. Got the speaker here with a switch. And a PCB. I'm pretty sure this is going to control all the sounds and light up stuff that we're going to be doing, because I know that the headlights work. Obviously the headlights will move, but the dash lights will light up. The front and rear lights will light up too as well. It will make sounds too as well. So I believe this is just the entire brain of that too. And you can see the different connection points that we have on here. And we have one last thing to this little kind of circular piece, but I have no idea what this is for. So we'll make sure we hang on to that. And we'll take a look and see what they have us do, because I don't think it's that much for the remainder of the kit. Okay, so it's actually just telling you really how to insert the plugs into the PCB. And I mean, it makes sense. You really need to kind of tell some people, if they just kind of put it in there and try to force it, you might break something. So you do kind of need that instruction sometimes for certain people who have never made a model before, or just working on computers. They made it pretty simple with a flag, and then the PCB actually has the number indicated of, hey, put J7 here. So should be pretty simple. We'll do that real quick. It's PCB. Let's locate J7. J7's right there. Here is the speaker. J7 on it. And all we do is just put it in. J7 attached. Looks like we do have the switch too as well, and that is labeled J9. It's like J9 is right there. And J9 is connected. And it looks like there is another splice in here. It's going to get hooked up to something else too as well. But yeah, okay, yeah, absolutely. These are stands for the vehicle too as well. So it looks like we can get it elevated. Let's actually put that on there real quick. I'll zoom out and give it a shot. And there you have it. These blocks are just kind of like free jack stands they gave us, just to kind of protect it, be able to keep it off the ground so that, I don't know what we're going to be working on. I guess this maybe when we start putting in the PCB and stuff, just to allow us to almost have like a little bit of a display here too, so that, it kind of keeps it off the wheels. I have no idea. It's a nice little addition. So, yeah, that is this part for the Toyota Sprinter Trueno AE86 by DeAgostini, part number 42 that we finished here. Again, just a quick reminder, we buttoned up a lot of the wiring we had in the engine bay, and that took a little bit more time, than we normally would have done. Did I have to do a lot of research and look at videos and make sure I get the right connections to go where it needs to go. We also just messed around, took the PCB out literally and just put two connections in, and put it on the stands. And then we have this little piece here, and it looks probably like it's going to tie into holding the speaker down too as well. But thanks again for joining me today. My name is Micho Makes. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow, as well as just share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Really helps keep me motivated and producing this. But I'm going to do it anyways too, because I really want to make this model. But again, thanks again for joining me today. Let's take a look and see what the next this piece looks like. And wow, okay, so we're doing more wiring, but this is actual wiring for the vehicle. So it looks like we have about 8 sets of wire here. They're probably all going to go to this PCB, get that all connected, and maybe laid out, maybe put in, I don't know, but look forward to that. So I'll see you in the next part number 43. Bye for now.